So I was having a conversation with a loved one, right? Long conversation, good long conversation. You know those conversations that sometimes they feel like therapy. I don't know if you know, sometimes the right type of conversation, where you get a lot of you very expressive, you get to say a lot of it feels like therapy. You know what I mean? We all need a little bit of therapy. Shell therapy. Um so in this conversation, she asked me a question. She asked, would I ever go ziplining or skydiving? And I actually kind of have been ziplining before. You know what I mean? Just, I'm like, depends on what you mean when it comes to zipline or whatever. But, I'm not ziplining no over the whole forest. And I'm not doing all of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like in controlled substance. I have done that in like trampoline parks or whatever with the baby girl and all that. But anyway, that's beside the point. Skydiving is what led to me telling her this story, and I'm gonna tell y'all this story now. So it's story time with Rocco. It went down like this. So it was around 97. The boot camp clique had this bright idea. Not just, I say bright idea like, you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't a good idea, but it was a great idea. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? We decided that we was going to put out, that we was going to skydive on camera, and we were going to shoot a commercial while doing it. A commercial a commercial for the boot camp clique's first album for the people. I don't know who came up with the idea. All I know is when they presented the idea to me, I was with it. You know what I mean? Niggas talking about we jumping out of plane for the commercial. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. They're like, you with it? I'm like, yes. I'm just not going first, and I'm not going last. You know what I mean? Well, I would have went. Let me explain. I would have went last, but I'm like, if I'm thinking, if I know, like I know, if my memory corrects me, if my memory serves me correctly, it was something like the last person had to stop in front of the camera and say something like, "Boot Camp Click album dropping like this," and jump out. You understand what I'm saying? That's like going first again. Let me be in the middle of the pack. Let me fall. Let me succumb to. Let me fall in victim to herd behavior. Let that first nigga go. Let me be in the. You understand what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm all for it. Ruck, for all those who don't know, Mr. Sean Price was like, hell no. Somebody got to be alive to tell a story. I respect that, right? But I'm going, right? This was Rock. Rock was with all. Was my problem growing up. Anyway. So the day comes, we're supposed to do this, and we get together, we meet up, we go to the site. We go to the site. Everybody already, we all excited about the situation, right? But the weather is looking shaky the whole time there. Like the whole time on the way there. I don't remember that, but I know that I don't think that the weather got shaky out of the blue, right? But let me skip past the parts I don't remember. I know we were there, and the weather kind of prevented us from doing it. I know we was tight too. We was upset. You know what I mean? Like, niggas thinking like, you sure it ain't raining? Like, we can't. It was a no-go, right? We had to reschedule. We go back whenever the day comes that we got to reschedule. I mean, the rescheduled date shows up. We go there. We back there. Everybody ready? Yeah, nigga. You ready, son? You scared, nigga? This nigga peace. Whatever, right? And we get a phone call from the label. We was, Duck Down was on Priority Records at the time, and Duck Down, being the middleman, all of the big money came, the money, some of, they priority acted as oversight and funding. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, so the word comes down from priority that they're not really happy with this. We don't care, right? Next thing we know, they like, yo, we're not insured for this. We are not insuring you guys for this. We don't care, right? So here we are. We've clearly, established the no plucks given clause that we were exercising. So it's like, okay, we're gonna do it. I think Drew High might have asked us, or we had the conversation like, yo, dude, priority is saying that we can't, you know what I'm saying, we're not insured, and they're not picking up no insurance for this, blah 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 blah. We like, man, so all right, we don't care. Y'all want, you want. Niggas was with it. Then comes the moment of truth. Matter of fact, let me rephrase. It was not the moment of truth. The moment right before the moment of truth. Right? We learned, I need y'all to understand. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not I need y'all to understand that we were all of us were in our early 20s, right? Times was different. We're in our early 20s, and well, you'll get what I'm saying. We were immature, but at the same time, I can't say that we would have. I don't think that any of us would have chose different if we were in our 40s and whatever, how old we are now. I don't know. Maybe some of us would have, but we got to that point. We're like, all right, we're gonna set up. We're gonna go get the lessons or whatever. Blah 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 blah. We at the site, and we find out that we're not jumping by ourselves. You might be saying, what do you mean? Of course you weren't jumping. You're jumping with each other. All of you guys, 7 of you niggas, right? Minus Ruck, 8 minus Ruck. But this is the point when we learn that we would have to have another man strapped to our back while we jump. Now, if I'm sitting here with a pause button at my big age, imagine the way we felt when we heard that we had to be funky road at 40,000 feet. Yeah, that's what we used to call it. Anytime a man brushed up against it, we called that a funky road. So niggas was not about to be funky road at 50,000 feet. No. So the bad weather didn't really shake us. We was like, it ain't raining. You sure we don't want it? The disagreement from oversight, the label, didn't stop us. The refusal to provide insurance for your star artists, your East Coast that didn't stop us. Like we was priorities East Coast project. They venture. That ain't stop us. But the thought of being funky road at 50,000 feet was it. That was it. That, hell nah, niggas was not with that. And and I think that's funny to this day. So like I said, I don't know, look, I'm sitting here with a pause button now. I don't know if the opportunity presented itself today, I don't know how different it would be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not ashamed. And all of y'all pause protesters, y'all can get mad all y'all want. Y'all can be in the comments and say whatever y'all want. It does not matter. It does not matter. Being funky road at 4, 5, 45,000, 40 to 50,000. I don't know. I don't care what the height is. I'm not doing that. Taz has vowed to find me a female diving instructor so I can have the experience. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not that excited about it at all anymore. You know, that was a young thing I wanted to do when I was young. I might be alright on that now. But if she finds one, you know, I might be. Now y'all can go ahead and go in the comments with all of this slander, the immature, the insecure, the whatever slander you want. Just make it respectful, or I will delete it. You know, I know how this goes. But yo, I'm saying like salute to everybody who did. I mean, listen. To give y'all some grace, I'm willing to say, I've said it upon telling this story many times, and probably telling y'all, we were young, and I do believe it was a bit immature. I'm just saying that I don't believe we've matured that much in that area. You understand what I'm saying? Pause, protesters, get your ass out of here. The rest of y'all, welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, your tour guide. President on the king round here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I'm off the damn floor. With you, if you don't follow the rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Trying to be a taxpaying citizen of the nation, leave us a super thanks or a cash app. We actually prefer the cash app, but y'all do y'all. Cash app tag is in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which is there because some of y'all would rather hear me rap than hear me yap, and yet y'all are here. Y'all clicked on the video that clearly suggested I was going to be on here yapping. But anyway, all of the mixtapes are there. You know what I mean? All from the newest one, Nonviolent Rocko, all the way back to Shell Shock. So go indulge. You know what I mean? Got new videos out there, all of that stuff. Bernadette Price album is out right now. When you type in here, spell things right. You know what I'm saying? When you're leaving your comments, aka writing your name in graffiti on the wall. When you're doing that, just use your spell checks. You know what I mean? Spell everything right because you confuse the tourists, so they can't spread our gospel. You know, it's ROCK, it's MONSTA. You understand what I'm saying? It's monster, not monster. You know, it's Helter Skelter with AHs, no ERs, no Helter Skelter. You get what I'm saying? And for the love of God, it's BCC, not BBC. That's what your girl said. Anyway. Did I tell y'all when I say pause a lot of times, I don't just pause to things that are necessarily come off sound or can be interpreted metaphorically as, or similaic, meaning similes, as gay. Anything that comes off as unintentionally, anything I say that's unintentionally schmexual, I pause. I be in here pausing with my daughter mom all the time. You understand what I'm saying? We ordered food the other night. We ordered from Smash Burger. We laughed for an hour. Anyway, if you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 airplanes in the comments. You heard? Rock on, rock on.